Biology is the natural science that studies life and living organisms, including their physical structure, chemical processes, physiological mechanisms, and evolution. Families struggling to recover from the economic toll of the coronavirus pandemic. The Mars 2020 Perseverance rover will search for signs of ancient microbial life. These decisions are highly nuanced. We also rely very heavily on iteration, research, testing, intuition, and human empathy. The fact is, it would be irresponsible of us not to rigorously test our designs. Data found anywhere from 20 to 40% of the globe was free from obvious human incursions, such as roads, light pollution, or the gaping scars of deforestation.
But an intact forest canopy can hide an emptied-out ecosystem below. This problem arises because there are two distinct types of abstracts: descriptive and informative. We must then ask how much benefit the child derived from interventions. The slight decline in drug overdose deaths in 2018 coincides with Chinese regulations on the powerful opioid alphenyl. European wildcats were thought to be extinct 50 or so years ago in the Jura Mountains. A team of biologists modeled the interactions between the two species to predict that hybridization will entail the irreversible genetic replacement of wildcats. The investigation revealed an anomalous dynamic behavior of water.
Researchers have found a way to convert the aromatic substance vanillin into a redox-active electrolyte material for liquid batteries. Technology is an important step toward ecologically sustainable energy storage. The researchers discovered a new link between one of the key enzymes involved in malt production for brewing. A team integrated water purification technology into a new proof-of-concept design for a seawater electrolyzer. New research identifies a process that might have been key in producing the first organic molecules on Earth about 4 billion years ago, before the origin of life.
The process is similar to what might have occurred in some ancient underwater hydrothermal vents. Zebrafish feel the presence of others via mechanosensation and water movements, which turns the brain hormone on. Experts are working on an alternative concept. Magnetic waves are generated and divided into micrometer-sized wafers. The results predict the gravitational waves such a merger would produce. An autonomous drone that uses a live antenna from a moth to navigate toward smells. Researchers say it is time to step up efforts to find new materials for the thermoelectric cooling market. Such a scenario could explain our solar system's hypothesized Planet 9. Astronomers have now confirmed that one binary star system has a planet in a bound, highly eccentric orbit. A group of dinosaur precursors is called Lagopedids. New research provides a solution for a century-and-a-half-old puzzle of why capillary condensation, a fundamentally microscopic phenomenon involving a few molecular layers of water. Humans are particularly prone to developing advanced carcinomas. The type of tumors includes prostate, breast, lung, and colorectal cancers. It provides the basis for new treatments to combat memory loss. Humans can build artificial thymine. The cathode is on the drawing board of lithium-ion battery makers. It's a representative combinatorial optimization problem. The findings provide the first evidence that amphibian population declines have directly affected human health.
Mass extinctions of land-dwelling animals coincide with previously reported mass extinctions. It provides a basis for the decision to be made on public policy such as determining electoral boundaries. Imbrium Basin may have had a diameter of at least 150 miles. Andrew Rajoelina should take to turn around the precipitous decline of biodiversity and help put Madagascar on a trajectory towards sustainable growth. He uses the disease nomenclature in a vast majority of its ads and slogans. They can lead to cervical cancer, pelvic inflammatory disease, and infertility. Silent jeweled with the constellations of ancient myth and legend. We all know about bacteria, viruses, and microscopic protozoa. We need to attend to any unfinished business prior to the ending of the group experience.
The decrepitude of age is the price we pay for the vigor of youth. Women who deliver their first child by caesarean section Ornithine has been found to reduce fatigue and improve sleep quality. That can be actively tuned to address subtle changes in the body after implantation. The world's largest ever data leak, dubbed the Panama Papers, exposed a scandal. The price goes up are called definitive issues. When photosynthesis no longer takes place, oxygen supplies can fall very low. This cold water can be very refreshing and is said to be less hospitable to sharks.
Thick smoke and poisonous gases, including carbon monoxide. Set levels of fire resistance have been established for new and second-hand upholstered. Communist states have used planning as an alternative to the price mechanism. The triumph of capitalism probably made them worse off. We need to work effectively with the heterogeneous student populations found in our schools. A country might possess a sizable rural population. The political system would be unlikely to include an important agrarian party. It is this colourful colloquialism that Australian slang set to truly explain. Beauty contests are demeaning to women. The preparation of abstracts is an intellectual effort.
Manpower could be used to advantage in other ways, must be diverted to the task of facilitating access to information. There are many traditional gestures that both the server and the guest must perform. Hazard assessment should thoroughly address issues relating to residual water and possible decomposition. The physical placement of the distillation apparatus and heating equipment to be employed. They had inadvertently limited their applicant pool by requiring several years' work experience.
The elephant has an elongated tusk and making the skull particularly massive. The whole experience is transitory and soon forgotten. There is an imminent need to provide transparent access to these resources. The author argues that the ignorance and lethargy of the poor are direct results of the whole situation of economic. The reform effort quickly evolved into a more comprehensive digital upgrade of the Hong Kong copyright regime. The two flaring objects in this study reside near elliptical galaxies. The English Revolution has been interpreted in several ways by historians. Many of his colleagues considered him little more than an irritating buffoon.
Researchers gathered 160 caffeinated adults, people who consumed less than 500 milligrams of caffeine a week. Long hours are more a custom than a business necessity. Ministers have rehearsed for the Queen's death, for the first time, with a secret exercise to prepare for 10 days of national mourning. The Communist Manifesto in 1848 was not greeted with great fanfare. A global research team dissected infrared light from Uranus and found hydrogen sulfide in the planet's top clouds. A long quiescent mountain named Tambora exploded spectacularly. The Oberto family is selling their namesake business to a large Canadian food conglomerate. It offers the best chance yet to discover evidence of life.
Ms. Park will be jailed while prosecutors seek an indictment for her alleged. The move comes in response to growing concern over tax evaders. Video broadcasts at the site which were seen by 45 million unique viewers in the first quarter of 2017. The sharks have large throat cavities which are used as a sort of bellows valve. Nurse sharks are also known to graze algae and coral. It's below the skin's surface and urinary systems and the fascia between muscles. Volcanologists theorize that pressure is key. It would have to rely on students' declarations.
All three of those things have converged to create what I think is going to be an even greater problem. About 46,000 nuclear weapons were produced during the Cold War era. A Dutch consortium has developed an electrical bicycle that prevents elderly people from falling. Exercise can reverse damage to sedentary, aging hearts and help prevent the risk of future heart failure. The signal chemicals are made when bacteria digest fruits and vegetables. Hypasto.
The relationship between cows and grass is one of nature's underappreciated wonders. In the spirit of comparative immunology, Baker and her colleagues looked at how another mammal handles infections. The shuttle was designed to be a space truck. The uniquely scented flavor of vanilla is second only to chocolate in popularity on the world's palate. On the one hand, the elites and their high culture suffer a loss of confidence, and aimless consumerism is widespread. Today's technological market is dominated by two contrasting business models, the generative and the non-generative. The non-generative model is more restricted. Appliances might work well.
Just add a bit of peroxide to the wastewater, and it will react with the platinum to form water and oxygen bubbles. Some histories are almost pure narratives, while others go in for detail. Coyotes showed up more often in hunted areas. The cellular activity that produces these receptors also produces a type of circular DNA molecule as a byproduct. His coasters combined an appearance of danger with actual safety and thrilled riders with exhilarating speed. In 2005, donor countries agreed on an accord to harmonize their practices.